Good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. It's Monday, the 11th of April. Still quite a lot of people on holiday, I think, judging from the out-of-office emails I received today. Paul Rankin is obviously still on holiday, so we have Ollie again this morning. How are you, Ollie?
Yeah, very good, thanks. How are you doing? How's your weekend?
Yeah, actually, I had a wonderful weekend. My wife's away down in Cornwall, so I played golf on Saturday, tennis on Sunday. I watched sport all the rest of the time. The Masters, the Formula One, the football, you name it, it was all go. It was absolutely fantastic. Hope you had a good weekend too.
I did, yeah. I had £10 on Noble Yates, so
whoa,
good.
So the drinks are on you tonight.
Yeah.
Right, well, or either that, or maybe you're going to put your money into Caracol Gold, because that's probably the one we should kick off this morning, because they've announced their first heap leach production, haven't
they? Yep, that's correct. They'd said a few months ago, well, probably weeks actually, that they were planning to construct a heap leach pad to process some of the lower grade gold that they've got stockpiled on site and sorted from the underground operation, and they've completed and poured the first gold from the first 5,000 ton pad. So they'll be able to expand that more in 5,000 ton increments, helping them to get to their target of 24,000 ounces a year. So the stockpile they've got at the moment of 30,000 tons has got an average grade of 1.4 grams of ton gold. So that'll be quite variable, but that's the estimated average. So with the recoveries, they've reported initial recoveries of 53%, but it's only the first 14 days of the cycle of 60 days. So you'd expect that to increase a bit more over the remainder of that cycle, probably to 60-70%, somewhere in line with the rest of the plant. And so with those sort of grades, we'll get a couple of hundred ounces a month, something like that, from this first pad. So it's all good stuff, and more efficient use of the plant than putting all this low grade material through the main mill.
Yeah, it all seems to be going tickety-boo, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, and they're drilling at the moment. So they started that program a couple of months ago. So we should start to see some assays coming through, which will give some nice catalyst for the share price on top of the operational progress.
I mean, the stock, it's up a tiny bit today. It's been a slight disappointment so far this year, and it's come off of its peak of about 1.6p back in the last year, now down at sort of just sub a penny at 0.975. You've got a target price of 4.2, so lots of upside there.
Yeah, and I think there's part of that which is sort of gold stocks generally. The juniors lag the seniors. The seniors have started to move higher on the back of a stronger gold price, but it takes time for that to feed through to the smaller end. And there's also, I think, a sort of sense of getting expectations in the right place for what is achievable in terms of the production ramp up. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement at the outset, and it takes time to get these things knocked off. But now, as we've got today, the milestones are starting to be knocked off, and they're on their way to hitting their production targets.
Yeah, and the gold price pretty solid at 1945. It's sort of, a lot of people felt it hasn't moved up, but I mean, actually, bearing in mind that sort of the movements of cash profit taking the way people are behaving, 1945 is a pretty good price. You can see it making another attempt on 2000 pretty soon, which I think will move gold stocks up. Moving on, I don't know if you've got anything else, but I noticed that Lake Resources were in the FT this morning. Stu Crow, who we know well, quoted as saying there just isn't enough lithium in the world, and the problem the West has got that China controls 80% of the whole process system of lithium for batteries, and that it's time the West woke up. Lake Resources, of course, we talked about before, being a phenomenal performer, And of course, we are trying to do our little bit over at VSA. We're trying to get people to switch from lithium to vanadium in with flow batteries in long duration energy storage. We're acting for Alchemy to try and build a lithium hydroxide plant in Tees Valley. And I know later this week I'm down in Cornwall talking with British Lithium to see if we can help them and get them producing lithium. So we're doing our little bit for it. But anyway, I don't know if you spotted that, Ollie, but it was there.
I hadn't. I'll have a look now. Yeah, I had seen that they've signed up with Ford though, which is
that's right. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're doing all the right things. It's been quite a stock. You got anything else this morning?
Well, you mentioned the other day Ionic had announced a trading halt on the ASX. So that's finished, and they've announced the 30 million Aussie dollar fundraise. So 18 of that will go towards completing resource studies and feasibility at the Makutu project in Uganda, as well as a demonstration plant. And 9 of that will go to funding the acquisition of the separation technology play that they've bought in Northern Ireland, with the rest sort of working capital type funding. So that's a significant raise. It looks like it's been well supported, it says, by institutions all over the place. So look forward to seeing them accelerate and progress after achieving that.
Yeah, well, they've done well, and it is a Shanghai, as you say, Shanghai Mining Club member. Okay, I think that's probably about it for today. So it's a short week, obviously, with Easter coming up, but we'll speak again tomorrow, Ollie.
Yep, we'll speak then.